Chapter 1691, Exposed. Chapter 1691, Exposed. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. Swoosh. Following a sharp sonic boom, Dragon Palace turned into a golden light as it moved towards the sky with an extremely fast speed. Where are you going? Die. Want to obstruct me? Not a chance. Several Gu immortals battled while giving chase, each displaying their great might. Intense battles followed the trail of Dragon Palace all along the way. Wherever it went, mounds crumbled and the sea split, the sky changed colors and countless beings met with calamity. Rank 6 and Rank 7 Gu immortals all escaped in fright. Only Rank 8 Gu immortals had the qualifications to take part in this battle. The battles of Duke Long, Zhang Yin, Granny Rong, Song Chi Yuan, and other Rank 8s did not allow Rank 7 Gu immortals to interfere. Unless they were the likes of Feng Jiugu and Feng Yuan. But now, both Feng Yuan and Feng Jiugu had advanced to Rank 8. Most of the Eastern Sea Rank 8 Gu immortals are already participating in the battle, but there are a few who have yet to show themselves. Feng Yuan was patiently observing from far behind, waiting for a perfect opportunity. From the time he rushed over to Eastern Sea, over 10 days had already gone by. Over these days, the battle between Rank 8 Gu immortals was a splendid show with none willing to make concessions. Occasionally, new Rank 8s would join in while some would temporarily retreat. They allied sometimes and acted against each other sometimes. As long as anyone near Dragon Palace, they would be met with the joint attack of everyone else. Feng Yuan could not find any opportunity to make a move. But he was extremely patient and was not in the least bit worried. Being able to observe the skills of these Rank 8 Gu immortals from here is also an enormous gain. This information is very valuable. Duke Long is truly terrifying. In this battle, he is no doubt the strongest, but because of that unknown dream path Immortal Gu in Dragon Palace, the joint attack of other Rank 8s, as well as being concerned about the safety of Feng Jin Huang, he has not been able to obtain Dragon Palace. Feng Yuan's eyes flashed with sinister light. Not just the Rank 8 Immortal Gu House Dragon Palace, Feng Jin Huang who was beside Duke Long was also his target. This girl possessed a dream path Immortal Gu and was also Duke Long's disciple. Looking at how Duke Long protected her, her importance could be seen clearly. But although Feng Yuan had such a scheme, he similarly did not find an opportunity to make a move against Feng Jin Huang. A chance, it will definitely appear. Eastern Sea's righteous path has clearly already discussed with each other. Someone retreats while another comes in, taking turns to maintain their battle strength and also retain their control of the situation. This is to be on guard against Central Continent and Heavenly Court's reinforcements. Duke Long has been fighting alone, but he is still the strongest. If there are reinforcements from Heavenly Court, this stalemate will definitely be broken. Even if Heavenly Court does not send reinforcements, the 4-person team of Granny Rong, Zhang Yin and others won't be able to last long. Among the 3 sides, the righteous path is the most stable, the other 2 sides have the possibility of overturning this balance. But once the balance is broken, there will definitely be a chaotic battle. And this chaos will give me the chance to make a move. Feng Yuan was extremely clear about the situation. But right at this time, there was a sudden explosion in front. Song Chi Yuan was struck and became lightly injured, coughing out a mouthful of blood. Zhang Yin turned his head around and chuckled, "I have already struck you with fatal dark lightning, chase me if you are not afraid of dying." Song Chi Yuan's defenses were thorough and comprehensive, but after getting struck by this move, he got injured. His defensive methods were immediately torn. Fatal dark lightning could not be underestimated. Thereupon, the entire group of pursuers immediately split into 2, one group ahead and one group behind. Fatal Dark Lightning is Zhang Yin's trump card. It has a huge cost to activate, it is formless, colorless and cannot be sensed. It can be arranged in the sea or air, once touched, it will explode. What should we do? The remaining 3 Rank 8 Gu immortals were also of the righteous path. We need to give chase, it will be dangerous for Hua Kaiyun alone. We don't have time to make a detour, we can only control beast groups to charge through this lightning formation. The three righteous path members quickly thought of a way and released their respective ancient desolate beasts. Song Chi Yuan waved his hand, these ancient desolate beasts' auras immediately soared to the level of immemorial desolate beasts. Boom boom boom. The false immemorial desolate beasts could trigger the fatal dark lightning traps. These ancient desolate beasts constantly died to pave a path for the three righteous path rank 8s. The three rank 8s quickly moved ahead through the path. This is a little troublesome, let's take a chance. Fong Yuan was uneasy and wanted to cross the lightning formation as well. Boom! He was immediately struck by the fatal dark lightning, but did not dare use reverse flow protection seal and could only endure the damage forcibly. This dark lightning is truly troublesome, it is better to make a detour. Fong Yuan coughed out a mouthful of blood, changing his original intention. Boom! He was struck again. Ridiculous, this fatal dark lightning actually spread out this far, its range is too wide. Fong Yuan clenched his teeth and swallowed his blood. Boom boom boom. Fong Yuan continued to trigger fatal dark lightning traps, his luck path methods seemed to have no use. After about 8 minutes, Fong Yuan forcibly endured the pain as he caught up to the rank 8 Gu Immortals battle. Come and face my killer move, Red Pestilence Insignia. Granny Rong shouted and used all her strength to shoot out a red insignia. Hua Kaiyun snorted as she pushed forward her hands, sending out a lump of cloud. This cloud was pitch black and was like an inverted pot, its shape was peculiar. It quickly moved and absorbed the red insignia. Granny Rong's expression immediately changed, she had lost control of the red pestilence insignia. The cloud continued to move as it tossed the red pestilence insignia away. Hua Kaiyun said proudly, your red pestilence insignia is useless against my pot-tossing cloud. It will only be tossed away by me, I will never get hit. The F***CK. Fong Yuan cursed in his mind. By some weird coincidence, the red pestilence insignia had been tossed towards him. Dodge! Fong Yuan was disguised as a sea snake and could not casually increase his speed, so he barely managed to dodge. The red pestilence insignia flew far away and exploded, the surrounding sea area met with calamity, living beings met their end with countless sea organisms turning into mush from the intense poison. Fong Yuan was also struck by the move, he endured the rank 8 killer move and turned into a sea snake corpse, continuing his disguise. It was not easy for Fong Yuan to stalk from behind, he was constantly hit by the splattering effects of the moves in this battle. Fortunately, he remained far behind and with the rank 8 Gu Immortals all paying attention to Dragon Palace and each other, they had not discovered him. However, this did not last long, Fong Yuan's identity was finally exposed several days later. It was a rank 8 lone cultivator who found him, he was Yang Jun and had been chasing after Dragon Palace in his immortal Gu House fragrant treasure horse chariot when he discovered Fong Yuan by chance. Fong Yuan struck him and immediately escaped. This movement finally attracted the attention of other rank 8s, but Fong Yuan had left immediately. Even if Duke Long wanted to do anything, it was too late. Central Continent, infallible blessed land. The radiance of the formation disappeared. After inspecting for a while, Fairy Zi Wei nodded in satisfaction and thought, with this formation here, who can destroy infallible blessed land? Even if Fong Yuan came here, he would also be trapped. Fairy Zi Wei was confident in this formation. A bright light suddenly descended from the sky and arrived in front of her, revealing its true form. Greetings to Lady Zi Wei. It was Feng Jiugu. He already had rank 8 cultivation now and his tone carried a trace of being on equal status with Fairy Zi Wei. Fairy Zi Wei smiled, Feng Jiugu, I called you for one matter. Dragon Palace has appeared, Lord Duke Long is chasing after it but has encountered obstruction from Eastern Sea's rank 8s. Go to Eastern Sea, reinforce Lord Duke Long, protect your daughter Feng Jin Huang, and help my heavenly court take Dragon Palace. Feng Jiugu was silent for a moment but rejected in the end. Huang Heir is protected by Lord Duke Long, she won't be in any danger. But, when I advanced to rank 8, I gained an inspiration and wanted to create a new song. I want to enter the river of time now to observe the different types of worldly affairs throughout the eras. I want to experience the journey of myriad beings' lives. Fairy Zi Wei was dazed for a moment. Alright then, guard the river of time in place of Li Huan. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1692, Working with Longevity Heaven. Chapter 1692, Working with Longevity Heaven. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. Eastern Sea, late at night. Stars filled the sky, the calm sea suddenly turned turbulent with fierce waves. Immortal Gu House Dragon Palace charged out of the sea, flying into the sky rapidly. There was a rank 8 Gu immortal waiting in the sky. It was Qin Yu clan's first supreme elder, Qin Yuan. Puff! He muttered lightly as he waved his arms rapidly. Immediately the phantom image of a mountain descended from the sky. The mountain ranges extended far and beyond, encircling the entire immortal Gu House Dragon Palace. Immortal Killer Move, Myriad Mountain Ranges. Dragon Palace's movement was obstructed. It crashed into the phantom mountain like it had truly slammed into a solid one. Humph! There was a cold snort as a rank 8 Gu immortal charged out of Dragon Palace. It was rank 8 lone immortal Xianxia. Xianxia spat out a mouthful of acid water. This acid water did not look impressive, but it grew with the wind, turning into a huge wave after several tens of feet. The wave crashed into the phantom mountain and had an incredible effect. The mountain started melting like snow exposed to the sun. The acid wave opened a path for Dragon Palace as it nearly got out of the encirclement, but Song Qi Yuan arrived right at this moment. His aura burst out and grand light pillars shined in all directions, dissolving the waves and also causing Dragon Palace to shake. When it landed on Xianxia, it felt like he was hit by a lightning bolt. After this, Song Qi Yuan did not stop. He raised his head and pointed with his finger. A sharp light shot out like lightning, vanishing instantly. Far away, Fang Yuan, who was using Star Eye's Immortal Gu to observe the battlefield, felt his vision going dark. He could not see anything anymore. Fang Yuan's expression turned dark. He knew that the star that he had refined using Star Eye's Immortal Gu was destroyed by Song Qi Yuan. Rank 7 Star Eye's Immortal Gu might be unique, but against a rank 8 Gu immortal, it is too weak. Not only can it be discovered, it can also be stopped. Song Qi Yuan's immortal killer move is even more profound. It moved along the starlight and found the star of origin to destroy it. Even though the star was destroyed, Star Eye's Immortal Gu suffered no injuries. It can be used again after further preparation. Even though these Eastern Sea Gu immortals could not defeat Duke Long, they were still rank 8 with brilliant methods. They could not be underestimated. Earlier, Zhang Yin's fatal dark lightning, Hua Kai Yun's pot-tossing cloud, Yang Jun discovering Fang Yuan who was in familiar face disguise, and Song Qi Yuan's attack that destroyed Star Eye's star, they proved this point. But even so, Fang Yuan did not want to give up. Dragon Palace is very important. It is far more important than I had expected. It is a rank 8 Immortal Gu house that contains Dream Path Immortal Gu. These days, in this battle, it displayed very powerful offensive and defensive methods. If I can get it, I will obtain peak rank 8 battle strength. Fang Yuan's main body chased while Heaven Form Killer move stayed in Immemorial White Heaven, dealing with Beast Calamity Grotto Heaven and finding the hiding spot of Adaptation Immortal Gu. Heaven Form Killer move was rank 9 and extremely mobile. Even within Immemorial White Heaven, there were few existences which could threaten it. Because of the Earth Vein's turbulence, the Gu immortals of the 5 regions were in chaos. Especially, Eastern Sea, the emergence of Dragon Palace caused a battle among rank 8s. It was truly spectacular. On this day, Northern Plains Longevity Heaven also started to tremor intensely. Bzzz bzzz bzzz. Orange-yellow light flickered endlessly, enveloping the sky of longevity heaven. Next, an aura started from an extremely weak state and grew rapidly, soon filling the world and causing fear in everyone. Such a change had already attracted the attention of Five Elements Grandmaster, Bull Demon, and Flower Lady. Five Elements Grandmaster was a lone cultivator of northern plains, but after getting trapped by longevity heaven, he felt despair after struggling and decided to join longevity heaven. He was not stationed in longevity heaven permanently. Bull Demon and Flower Lady were a duo that took the role of North Desolation Immortal together. Bull Demon was a muscular brute with a thick beard and a thunderous voice. He was extremely tall and strong, having a powerful aura. Flower Lady was a little girl with a flower on her head. She sat on the muscular man's shoulder, giggling as her crystal-like eyes flickered with innocence. What happened? Five Elements Grandmaster was very uncertain. Bull Demon and Flower Lady looked at each other. The latter giggled. West Desolation Immortal Bing Sai Chuan has awakened. Longevity Heaven was a bit different from Heavenly Court. It had 4 Desolation Immortals and 8 extremities, a total of 12 positions. Among which, the 4 Desolation Immortals were only meant for rank 8 Gu Immortals, while the 8 extremities needed at least rank 7 cultivation level, and they had to be elites among rank 7s. Bing Sai Chuan. Five Elements Grandmaster's brows rose. He felt that the name was familiar, but he could not get more information from just that name. At this moment, there was a loud roar, ripples of light flickered in the sky, rainbows extended like rivers as they pierced through the horizons. A figure walked down from the river. He had a tall body and delicate face, nevertheless, his eyes were extremely sharp and icy, emitting a cold gaze. From his right ear to the left corner of his lips, there was an ugly scar. It was flickering with white light, while emitting the coldness of 1,000-year profound ice. Seeing this face, Five Elements Grandmaster's eyes burst out with bright light as he became deeply shocked. I remember now, this is the Bing Sai Chuan who was born in Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's generation. He was a rank 8 legend, a time path great expert. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable had tried 3 times before subduing him. He did not die. He is actually the West Desolation Immortal of Longevity Heaven. West Desolation Immortal was born in the same generation as Giant Sun Immortal Venerable. Even though he lost, it was not a disgrace. After all, be they Immortal Venerable or Demon Venerable, they were invincible in the world with no equal. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable had to make 3 attempts to subdue this West Desolation Immortal. It showed that he had great strength. Greetings, Senior West Desolation. Bull Demon and Flower Lady quickly went to greet him while Five Elements Grandmaster followed after with an expression of reverence. West Desolation Immortal Bing Sai Chuan's seniority was simply too high. Bing Sai Chuan went up to the 3, he nodded after looking around. I am awake, but I do not have much lifespan, time is limited. Give me the information of the current world, I need to know about it. Longevity Heaven had very comprehensive information. They had detailed information of the collapse of 88 True Yang Building, the reappearance of Dragon Palace in Eastern Sea, and the Refinement Path Convention of Central Continent's Heavenly Court. 88 True Yang Building truly collapsed. Bing Sai Chuan sighed deeply. It was Fong Yuan, that demon was reborn using Spring-Autumn Cicada. He is rank 8 already. Five Elements Grandmaster gritted his teeth. Bing Sai Chuan laughed loudly as he said, Good job, Fong Yuan, he is truly a demon, he did a great job in destroying 88 True Yang Building. Five Elements Grandmaster was stunned. What? Bull Demon looked at Flower Lady. Flower Lady looked at Bull Demon. The 3 immortals were completely shocked. Next, Bing Sai Chuan added, Fate Gu is about to be repaired. It seems that this Refinement Path Convention is the final one. There is no time, we have to contact Fong Yuan now and make an alliance. The gazes of Five Elements Grandmaster, Bull Demon, and Flower Lady changed abruptly. Was this Bing Sai Chuan really the West Desolation Immortal? Could he possibly be a fake one? Longevity Heaven wants to cooperate with me. Fong Yuan received this message and became quite shocked. It was easy to contact him, Langya Land Spirit could do it. Bing Sichuan used Langya Land Spirit to contact Fang Yuan. He spoke openly, I am West Desolation Immortal, the current leader of Longevity Heaven. Fang Yuan, you are an otherworldly demon but you have yet to obtain Red Lotus True Inheritance. If Heavenly Court repairs Fate Immortal Gu, it will not benefit you at all. Similarly, Longevity Heaven does not want to see Heavenly Court succeed. If they repair Fate Gu, it would be too helpful to Heavenly Court, it would also go against the luck path of my ancestor Giant Sunday. Let us forget our past conflicts and resist the strong enemy together. Fang Yuan was quiet for a while before asking, you are Bing Sichuan. Soon, Fang Yuan learned who the other party was. He should be the real deal. Fang Yuan sighed at Longevity Heaven's foundation, they even concealed a rank 8 legend like Bing Sichuan, he had only appeared now. And in Longevity Heaven, among the 4 Desolation Immortals, East Desolation Immortal had the highest status, the great Bing Sichuan was only second place. Who in the world was the East Desolation Immortal? Longevity Heaven's change of attitude made Fang Yuan deeply surprised. But to think of it, against the terrifying Heavenly Court, it was possible for Fang Yuan to work with them. After all, he was a rank 8 Gu Immortal now, the leader of Shadow Sect who possessed deep dream path research results, his name shook the world. A while ago, Heavenly Court even infiltrated Northern Plains and attacked Langya Blessed Land, the two sides had immense conflicts. The saying goes, the enemy of an enemy is my friend. If they could cooperate, Fang Yuan naturally wanted to work with Longevity Heaven. After all, Heavenly Court was the true enemy. But how could they trust each other? To gain Fang Yuan's trust, Longevity Heaven opened its treasury and traded immortal materials with Fang Yuan, they could even exchange immortal Gu. From this step, they seemed to be very sincere. Since we are cooperating, Lord Bing Sichuan, why don't we work together to fight for Dragon Palace? Fang Yuan had a thought as he initiated. Good idea. Bing Sichuan was in full agreement, any person with a brain could tell that Dragon Palace had immense value. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1693, Ziwei Borrows Gu. Chapter 1693, Ziwei Borrows Gu. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. Since rebirth, Fang Yuan's strength had been growing rapidly, it was rising at a shocking speed. Especially in recent times, he advanced to rank 8 and possessed countless immortal Gu, it was truly a rare situation. However, he was still not strong enough to contend for Dragon Palace. Among the rank 8 Gu immortals fighting after Dragon Palace, there was Duke Long with pseudo-immortal venerable battle strength and multiple Eastern Sea rank 8 Gu immortals, it could be said that Eastern Sea's strongest immortals were here. Fang Yuan had too little time since his rise, against the peak experts of a region, against Duke Long, trying to snatch an immortal Gu house that had the power to retaliate was just too difficult for him. But Fang Yuan knew that he could not watch on the sidelines. If Heavenly Court obtains Dragon Palace, they would grow even stronger. Especially that mysterious dream path immortal Gu, it was not simple. It might have been created naturally by this world itself, it was the seed that the heavens had planted into Eastern Sea to start the era of dream path. At this time, drawing in Longevity Heaven's strength would make the situation even more chaotic. The more chaotic it was, the more Fang Yuan would be able to take advantage of the situation. He was rank 8 now, but against Eastern Sea's rank 8 Gu immortals, he did not dare to be careless. The foundation of rank 8 Gu immortals was immense, they would easily hit him with their killer moves if he was not careful. As for Duke Long, Fang Yuan knew clearly that he was not his match. After all, Fang Yuan had personally witnessed how Duke Long had fought Purple Mountain True Monarch. Duke Long is protecting Feng Jin Huang, he is not going all out. I have not seen him use any chi path methods yet. Even so, with just his transformation path methods, he is already the strongest person here, he is resisting almost everyone alone. Bai Ningbing and the rest are still cultivating on the Red Lotus Island, even if they have the help of Future Self, they would only have peak rank 7 battle strength. It is a pity my incomplete Immortal Gu house was destroyed. If I had it, after this period of development, it would have rank 8 battle strength. It would be very useful to me. If I can steal adaptation Immortal Gu from Beast Calamity Grotto Heaven, I would be able to unleash myriad beings assimilation transformation. I will temporarily gain great battle strength. It is a pity that we do not have time. Heaven form is still investigating. Fang Yuan felt some regret. But reality was like this, not everything could go smoothly and appropriately. Dragon Palace would not tire. Eastern Sea's rank 8 Gu immortals had not fully shown up. While Duke Long was waiting for Heavenly Court reinforcements, there was still some time before they truly fought for the Immortal Gu House's ownership. Fang Yuan was also concerned about Longevity Heaven's attitude change. But even if they had ill intentions, luring them into the battle was much more useful for Fang Yuan than the potential threat. With this move, he could try to obtain Dragon Palace, damage Heavenly Court, and probe Longevity Heaven. It could achieve many goals. But a few days later, Bing Sichuan did not arrive. Instead, he obtained some crucial information. Heavenly Court had found a stone lotus island in the River of Time. They had full control of it now. Bing Sichuan suggested, "You have Spring-Autumn Cicada, you are the rightful inheritor of Red Lotus true inheritance. If Heavenly Court takes away your fortuitous encounter, you will suffer while they grow stronger." Red Lotus Demon Venerable was able to damage Fate Gu. Very likely, his true inheritance also contains the way for us to destroy Fate Gu for good. Bing Sichuan's words had no issue. He did not know that Fang Yuan had already obtained one of the Red Lotus true inheritances. Fang Yuan did not have any method to destroy Fate Gu, but what if the other Red Lotus true inheritance had it? It was possible. Of course, there was a possibility that Bing Sichuan gave false information to trap Fang Yuan. Right now, Fang Yuan had two choices. He could stay and observe Dragon Palace, or go to the River of Time and contest for Red Lotus true inheritance with Heavenly Court. The former was filled with chaos and danger, so was the latter. The risks were great. Fang Yuan sensed acutely that this choice was crucial. He started to think, what was the best course of action in this situation? Southern Border. Virtue Paradise. Two rank 8 Gu immortals walked side by side and ascended the mountain. Their auras were completely concealed, resembling mortals. The one on the left wore a gray hemp garment. It was very simple and plain, but his muscular body could not be concealed. He wore a conical hat that was large and wide. It covered his face under the shadow, concealing his appearance. It was the famous current generation Paradise Earth inheritor in Southern Border's Gu immortal world, Lu Wei-yin. The one on the right was a woman. She had a graceful figure with hair that extended to her waist, and was adorned in a beautiful purple robe that was mysterious and elegant. Her eyes were like deep pools, with a sense of sorrow shrouding her face. It was Heavenly Court's leader, the person who had Star Constellation Chessboard, the #1 Wisdom Path great expert in the current world, Fairy Ziwei. Fairy Ziwei had actually quietly appeared in Southern Border and met with Lu Wei-yin. What was the reason behind it? Along the way, Lu Wei-yin and Fairy Ziwei spoke. Even though there were few words, the atmosphere was amicable. As they walked, a small red pavilion emerged from the dense greenery. Lu Wei-yin pointed at it as he said, "Lady Ziwei, it has been a long journey, let's go rest a bit in that pavilion." "Good idea." Fairy Ziwei smiled as she walked. The two walked into the red pavilion. There were stone benches inside. Instead of sitting down, Fairy Ziwei walked towards the edge and looked at the wide view of mountains and rivers. This pavilion was built at the edge of a cliff. It had an extremely good view. Fairy Ziwei looked outside. Virtue Paradise was filled with tall mountains and clean rivers. There were treehouses and villages around the mountains. Lots of commotion could be heard from chickens and dogs. There were columns of smoke rising from houses. It was a serene and tranquil atmosphere. In the sky, there were many floating mountains. These mountains were made from float soil and could stay in the sky. There were many specialties in each mountain. Their environments varied. Some had long green vines that extended like hair. Some had drizzles and beautiful rainbows. Some had waterfalls with huge crashing torrents that gathered in huge pools. Cranes flew, apes shrieked, there was lots of life and immortal materials everywhere, desolate beasts and plants were abundant in numbers. The thing that Fairy Ziwei noticed was that the mushroom-men and humans lived harmoniously in the villages, kids played together, husbands and wives cared for each other, children were also filial towards their parents. It is truly a paradise. Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable wanted to create such a world, but humanity is the ruler of the world, how could variant humans possibly be equal with us? But even so, I admire Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable. Because he had contributed his whole life towards this dream, he had never sought benefits for himself. Fairy Ziwei said slowly. Heavenly Court belonged to humans, its ideology was to rule over the variant humans, but Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable wanted equality for all, in his opinion, be it variant humans or pure humans, all life in this world should be equal. Because of their ideological differences, Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable did not enter Heavenly Court, he created his paradises in the 5 regions and tried to establish the utopia of his ideals. Lu Wei nodded, even though our ideologies are different, our attitude towards the demonic path that harms the world is the same. Lady Ziwei is here to borrow Gu, if you are borrowing other Gu, forget it. But this benevolence Gu can benefit the world, why would I stop you? However, if outsiders want to borrow Gu, according to the Immortal Venerable's rules, you need to walk and ascend to the top of the mountain to gain the qualification to borrow Gu. This journey is difficult, the higher your cultivation level, the worse it is. Please do understand, Fairy Ziwei. This mountain is truly not easy to ascend, but I understand Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable's intention. Getting up this mountain will benefit me quite a bit too. Fairy Ziwei said softly as she smiled, light flickered in her eyes, alright, let's continue. River of Time. Heavenly Court's 4 immortal Gu houses stood in different positions as they surrounded an immortal formation. The atmosphere was heated among the Gu immortals. Lord Fengjiu Gu, we have already encircled this stone lotus island, we can explore it already. Shang Xuanzi said. Fengjiu Gu nodded. He originally wanted to use the River of Time to solidify and strengthen his inspiration regarding the Song of Destiny. To think that after entering the River of Time for this short period, the Stone Lotus Island showed up and became besieged by Heavenly Court. The Stone Lotus Islands were created by Red Lotus Demon Venerable, I should go ahead and see the methods of this world-shocking Demon Venerable. Fengjiu Gu was about to move and enter the immortal formation. Boom! With a loud sound, the immortal Gu house that he was in shook intensely. Enemy! Who is so daring as to attack us, Heavenly Court? The immortals were furious and shocked. Who else but Fang Yuan could it be? Heavenly Court's group was slightly dazed, someone started to shout, Demon, you managed to escape last time, but you actually dared to return. Then accept your death. Fang Yuan smiled lightly. He had thought about it for a moment before deciding to come to the River of Time, and trying to get Red Lotus true inheritance. After all, Dragon Palace's scene was chaotic, all the forces had not gone all out yet, there was too much uncertainty. Comment. But at the Stone Lotus Island, if he did not come, Heavenly Court would definitely get it. Fang Yuan had Spring-Autumn Cicada, his advantage was huge when it came to the Stone Lotus Islands. Fang Yuan, we meet again. Fengjiu Ji's voice reverberated within the immortal Gu house, there were deep emotions in his voice. Fang Yuan's expression focused, it seemed like in this battle, he was going to fight Fengjiu Gu once again. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know, report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1694, Contesting for Red Lotus True Inheritance. Chapter 1694, Contesting for Red Lotus True Inheritance. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. Fang Yuan, we meet again. Fengjiu Ji's voice reverberated from within the immortal Gu house, there were deep emotions in his tone. It has been a long time indeed. Fang Yuan sighed. Years had passed, Fang Yuan met with Fengjiu Gu again, it was like a meeting of old friends, their words had no animosity in them. But they were not friends after all. After that brief talk, they went silent. At this moment, there was only the sound of waves in the river of time, surging forward with continuous motion. Feng Gu still remembered the first time he met Fang Yuan. Back then, he was still not an immortal, he had obtained to immortal blessed land with the status of immortal. But now, he was renowned in the world, he had rank 8 cultivation level and his speed of growth was rare even in history. It was truly shocking to the world. Feng Gu was also rank 8 with brilliant battle results, his strength was no longer the same as before, he had rank 8 Fate Armor Immortal Gu, and because of his Dao Guardian status, he was heavily supported by Heavenly Court. Fang Yuan had once saved Feng Jiu's life, he had returned the favor as well. Because of their different identities, Feng Gu had failed in many attempts to pursue Fang Yuan. They had fought many times and gained a deep understanding of each other. Both were wary of each other, but they appreciated the other person's capabilities and talent immensely. Fang Yuan, you lost to us once, you managed to escape last time in the river of time, to think that you would dare to come back and court death. A voice broke the temporary silence. The person who spoke had starry blue armor, he had a rough appearance and his body was strong, he emitted a powerful rank 8 aura and was standing on shark flow lever. Fang Yuan took a look and discerned that this was a person who had participated in the battle last time. Even though last time, he did not know who this was, he had obtained information already. This person had woken up from Heavenly Court's immortal graveyard, he was an experienced rank 8 star path expert, Xingyi Wang. Fang Yuan inspected Heavenly Court's group again. The 3 remaining Xianxia occupied present and past pavilion, they looked at Fang Yuan with deep hatred, their eyes were spewing fire. Last time, Fang Yuan used time cutting edge and killed Sun Guozi, causing their revival methods to fail, only 3 were left now. Rank 8 Gu Immortal Qingyi had the same status as Xingyi Wang, he controlled Eternal Yacht with a grim expression. Xingyi Wang stood on shark flow lever, looking at Fang Yuan with deep battle intent. Meanwhile, Feng Gu stayed in 3 Autumn Yellow Crane platform, he had now shown up yet. For Time Path Immortal Gu houses, 3 rank 8 Gu Immortals, as well as many rank 7 Gu Immortals including 3 of the Xianxia, and this super immortal formation. Fang Yuan evaluated their strength. On the whole, it was not bad. Because Heavenly Court had not sent too many people here. But thinking about it, Central Continent's earth veins were moving, other than maintaining control, Heavenly Court placed all its attention on repairing rank 9 Fate Gu, a lot of manpower and resources were expended for it. From Heavenly Court's perspective, Fang Yuan was not their main enemy, in their overall plan, Fang Yuan was not a part of it. Thus, Fairy Ziwei had once offered to recruit Fang Yuan back in Langya Blessed Land. Heavenly Court's goal was the entire world, the great era of Dream Path, and to become the ruler of the world. This was the grandness of Heavenly Court. Thus, Heavenly Court's focus had always been to fully restore Fate Gu. Moreover, last time Fang Yuan escaped barely with his life. Afterwards, Fairy Ziwei used Heavenly Court's foundation to buy all sorts of time path materials and disrupted Fang Yuan's growth. He had hidden his tracks and even when the earth veins moved and countless immortal Gu and immortal materials appeared, he did not show up. Due to all these reasons, Heavenly Court had not increased their numbers in the River of Time. Of course, they might have some groups lying in ambush. Fang Yuan smiled coldly, regardless of what they did, as long as they fought, Heavenly Court would summon them anyway. Roar! With a huge sound, Fang Yuan used Familiar Face to turn into the immemorial year monkey again. The monkey body was huge like a mountain, it pounced towards 3 Autumn Yellow Crane platform, that was where Feng Gu was. Such a courageous demon, let me fight you. Xingyi Wang moved shark flow lever as he intercepted with great speed. Fang Yuan moved rapidly above the water, he pointed his finger as Immortal Killer Move Spring Scissors flew out. The scissors were green in color and moved agilely, even though it was huge like an elephant, it shrunk when it got in front of shark flow lever. Xingyi Wang was a little shocked, he knew about spring scissors, but to think there was such a transformation. The mini spring scissors flew down and became large again when it got to the shark lever of shark flow lever. Crack. With a snip, the scissors cut and a huge shark head fell off. Crack. With another snip, another shark lost its head. Xingyi Wang was very shocked. He quickly moved shark flow lever aside. He could not dare continue trying to obstruct Fang Yuan. He needed to know how to handle spring scissors. After stopping Xingyi Wang, Fang Yuan moved quick as the wind, arriving in front of 3 autumn yellow crane platform. Within the immortal Gu house, Feng Jiu-gu had a plain expression as he controlled it calmly. 3 autumn yellow crane platform burst out with a dazzling light, stopping Fang Yuan's advancement as if he had crashed into a metal wall. Fang Yuan, who was in the immemorial year monkey form, laughed as he punched with his huge fists. The huge fists landed on 3 autumn yellow crane platform and caused it to shake. Rubbles flew everywhere as it got pushed back. Fang Yuan got stronger again. That's right, he has at least modified spring scissors and winter coat. The former can change sizes and become hard to guard against, while the latter has fused with his immemorial year monkey transformation. His monkey fur is like frost and his skin is like ice. His defenses are extremely thick. The 3 Xianxia guarded present and past pavilion. They talked to each other with lingering shock. Ever since Fang Yuan escaped pitifully last time while exposing all his trump cards, Heavenly Court had deduced all sorts of killer moves that he had. But to think that in this battle, all of their deductions were outdated. Fang Yuan's modifications were far beyond Heavenly Court's expectations. They were greatly caught off guard. Not just that, Fang Yuan had also made many deductions on the 4 immortal Gu houses. Looking at how he dealt with shark flow lever and 3 autumn yellow crane platform, it was evident. Fang Yuan's wisdom path attainment was not low. He also had the help of wisdom Gu, which Heavenly Court did not manage to deduce. Fang Yuan, who had the light of wisdom and sufficient intel, made great gains when he deduced matters regarding the 4-time path immortal Gu houses. In the previous battle, Fang Yuan exposed his trump cards, but at the same time, Heavenly Court also expended their trump cards. Fang Yuan could learn a lot of details about them. It was not easy for Gu immortals to create immortal killer moves. Modifications were even harder. Then what about immortal Gu houses? Immortal Gu houses were the collective body of multiple immortal killer moves. Thus, modifying immortal Gu houses was even tougher. Fang Yuan could modify immortal killer moves because he had wisdom Gu. Heavenly Court wanted to modify immortal Gu houses, but they did not have wisdom Gu. The difficulty was even higher. Thus, these 4 immortal Gu houses did not have many changes. They were also similar to before. Fang Yuan lost last time, but he gained lots of information. He could deal with these immortal Gu houses now. This was also why he gave up on Dragon Palace for now and chose to target the River of Time. The northern corner is destroyed. The Gu worms cannot be retrieved. 3 layers of autumn light shields have been broken. Only 1 is left. Immortal Gu autumn light has cracks on it. The Gu immortals inside 3 autumn yellow crane platform reported. They had nervous expressions. Feng Jiu-gu was the person in charge. He still had a calm expression. He did not attempt to fight personally, because he knew that only relying on his sound path cultivation, he could not make useful efforts in this river of time. Only the time path immortal Gu house could resist Fang Yuan. Feng Jiu-gu thought to himself, Fang Yuan can suppress 2 immortal Gu houses, but Heavenly Court still has another 2. This battle has just begun. Fang Yuan's barrage of attacks made him pant loudly. Even though 3 autumn yellow crane platform was shattered on the outside, its foundation was unaffected. It only lost a large number of mortal Gu. Those rank 7 Gu immortals inside the immortal Gu house were trying to repair it rapidly. After the initial burst, his attacks got softer. The 3 autumn yellow crane platform got past the initial stage as Fang Yuan's ferocious attacks started to weaken. Xingyi Wang had already repaired shark flow lever after facing spring scissors killer move. It charged over again. At the same time, present and past pavilion and eternal yacht came from the left and right, forming a complete web. Fang Yuan, I want to see how you will deal with 4 immortal Gu houses together. Xingyi Wang shouted loudly. Fang Yuan looked at his encirclement as his eyes shined with bright light. He smiled and shouted loudly, "Bing Sai Chuan, are you still not going to act?" Before he finished his words, Bing Sai Chuan appeared, standing behind present and past pavilion. Who? The three Xuanzi were very shocked, because present and past pavilion was most specialized in investigation. They were able to detect Fang Yuan but not Bing Sai Chuan. Bing Sai Chuan roared as he pushed with both palms. Immediately, cold winds blew and frost energy surged, covering the whole of present and past pavilion. At the next moment, the entire present and past pavilion became sealed in a transparent profound ice. The three Xuanzi were unmoving inside, a frightened expression frozen on their faces. On Eternal Yacht, Rank 8 Gu Immortal Qin Yi, who had a calm expression, showed a change of attitude. This immortal killer move is immediate time freeze. You are the time path great expert of Giant Sun Immortal Venerables era, Bing Sai Chuan. Bing Sai Chuan cultivated time path and was most skilled at freezing time. His time path killer moves were able to imitate the effects of ice path. He was a rank 8 legend. His battle strength was at its peak, on the same level as Li Huang. But right now, Li Huang was deployed elsewhere, in exchange for Feng Jiugu, who had just reached rank 8. Regardless, this was the river of time. Even if Li Huang was here, without using the time path Immortal Gu House to fight against Bing Sai Chuan, he would not be his match. Bing Sai Chuan waited for a long time before striking with great impact. He targeted the weakest enemy, directly sealing a time path Immortal Gu House and preventing it from joining the fight again. Amazing! Fang Yuan could not help but praise. Bing Sai Chuan looked at Qin Yi. I am Longevity Heaven's Bing Sai Chuan, to think that someone of this generation recognized me. As he said that, he smiled warmly but did not act mildly. He attacked the rank 8 Gu Immortal Qin Yi, who was on Eternal Yacht. Fang Yuan had the help of Bing Sai Chuan. They managed to suppress the remaining 3 Immortal Gu houses that Heavenly Court possessed. At the next moment, a 5th time path Immortal Gu house appeared. This was a gatehouse with a simple but elegant structure. Its supporting pillars were bright red in color. It was quite auspicious. There were 2 dazzling words written on its entrance plaque: Year End. Rank 7 Time Path Immortal Gu House, Year End Gatehouse. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1695, Contesting for Dragon Palace. Chapter 1695, Contesting for Dragon Palace. Translator: Atlas Studios. Editor: Atlas Studios. Year-End Gatehouse suddenly appeared in the River of Time. The side that got shocked was Heavenly Court instead of Fang Yuan's group. This was because Heavenly Court only had 4 Time Path Immortal Gu houses stationed here. This 5th Time Path Immortal Gu house Year-End Gatehouse came from Northern Plains. It was owned by the Huangjin tribes. Since when did an Immortal Gu house enter? Oh no, what is it trying to do to the River Suppression Lotus Sealing Formation? Quick, stop it! Heavenly Court side shouted. Even rank 8 Gu immortals showed shock on their faces. Bing Sai Chuan laughed loudly. Frost energy oozed out of his body. He slammed with both palms as Eternal Yacht was sent to the bottom of the river. Fang Yuan shouted loudly. He mustered his strength and attacked 3 Autumn Yellow Crane platform, raining down punches like a flurry of meteors, forcing the latter to retreat continuously. Present and past pavilion was sealed. It had sunk into the river, vanishing entirely. Xing Yi Wang, who was on Shark Flow lever, had an ashen expression. He tried to stop Year-End Gatehouse but it was too late. As the immortals watched, Year-End Gatehouse got close to the River Suppression Lotus Sealing Formation as the gatehouse started to shine in a pure white light. Next, a voice could be heard from within. Take a good look, this is my 5 elements profound light. Ring. There was a loud sound as a mystical 5-colored light shot out of the gatehouse, landing on the River Suppression Lotus Sealing Formation. The 5-colored lights resembled 5 river currents that merged and weaved together, melting the layers of the River Suppression Lotus Sealing Formation, causing a huge hole in an instant. Quick, repair the formation. What method is this? The river suppression lotus ceiling formation was completely powerless against it. The rank 7 Gu immortals controlling the super immortal formation were furious and shocked. Feng Jiuji's pupils shrunk, he recognized it, that must be Northern Plains rank 8 lone immortal 5 elements grandmaster. This person cultivates formation path and mimics the 5 paths of metal, wood, water, fire, earth. He is a formation path great grandmaster. He was actually recruited by Longevity Heaven. After using this move, 5 elements grandmaster panted heavily, his aura diminished until it became extremely weak. His 5 elements profound light was most skilled in breaking immortal formations. He had prepared this move for a long time. Once it was unleashed, half of the river suppression lotus ceiling formation was destroyed. It was on the brink of destruction. Of course, this was because Feng Yuan had given Longevity Heaven crucial information. Feng Yuan had a deeper understanding of this river suppression lotus ceiling formation. After all, he was locked in and had broken out of it personally. With this intel, 5 Elements Grandmaster was able to modify his 5 Elements Profound Light to counter this river suppression lotus ceiling formation. Once the formation was broken, the stone lotus island inside became exposed before everyone's eyes. Feng Yuan laughed heartily as he jumped up. Boom! He kicked hard and stomped 3 autumn yellow crane platform into the river, creating a huge wave. Next, he shot out like a cannonball, flying into the formation, towards the stone lotus island. The Gu immortals in the river suppression lotus ceiling formation were flustered. They worked up a sweat trying to stabilize the formation and prevent it from collapsing. If this super immortal formation broke, its controllers would face huge backlash. These Gu immortals were also trying to save their own lives. The formation's controllers were too busy with their own matters, they could only watch as Feng Yuan went in. Red Lotus True Inheritance. Feng Yuan looked at the stone lotus island as his eyes flashed with a bright light. The Spring-Autumn Cicada inside Time Path clone's aperture was shaking. Right now, Spring-Autumn Cicada was rank 7 and had Feng Yuan's personal immortal killer move to discern if the stone lotus island was real. It was the real deal. In the previous Red Lotus True Inheritance, Feng Yuan made great gains. He was lifted out of his difficult situation. If he could obtain this Red Lotus True Inheritance as well, how much would he grow? Feng Yuan, don't think of leaving. At this moment, Xingyi Wang shouted as he moved Shark Flow lever and attacked Feng Yuan's back. Scram! At the crucial moment, Bing Sai Chuan appeared, blocking Shark Flow lever. Feng Yuan, quickly go get Red Lotus True Inheritance. Bing Sai Chuan fought as he said to Feng Yuan. Feng Yuan looked at Bing Sai Chuan deeply. It seemed that Longevity Heaven was very sincere about cooperating. He got closer to the stone lotus island without stopping. Don't think about it. Rank 8 Gu Immortal Qingyi who was inside Eternal Yacht went around Bing Sai Chuan and Xingyi Wang, going towards Feng Yuan. Want to chase him? Hee, get past me first. Year-end Gatehouse suddenly appeared abruptly, blocking Qingye's path. Qingyi frowned but laughed coldly. My Eternal Yacht is the fastest, it can ride the waves of the river of time. How can you Year-end Gatehouse stop me? Suddenly, Qingye's expression changed as she saw that an immortal formation had appeared around Eternal Yacht. Setting up a time path formation in such a short time. Qingyi shook. He finally understood the formation path attainment that 5 Elements Grandmaster had. This Red Lotus True Inheritance is mine. After obtaining Longevity Heaven's reinforcement, Feng Yuan obtained enough time to successfully get close to the stone lotus island. He was about to step onto it. But at this moment, a change occurred. The stone lotus island erupted with a formless force and pushed Feng Yuan far away. What happened? Suspicion rose in Feng Yuan's mind. I have Spring-Autumn Cicada with me, unless, once this stone lotus island lets me in, the defenses will vanish. Or will a loophole appear that would allow others to take advantage of it? Boom boom boom. At this point, attacks that approached like a wild storm rained down on Feng Yuan's immemorial year monkey body and surrounded him. The river suppression lotus ceiling formation was finally stabilized. Even though it was damaged, the hole was shrinking. the rank 7 Gu immortals controlling it were now able to find time to fight Feng Yuan. Feng Yuan was obstructed by the formation, he could not get close to the Stone Lotus Island as easily now. This formation is likely created by Heavenly Court to target Stone Lotus Island. The Stone Lotus Island rejected me earlier because of this formation. Feng Yuan was thinking about this when Feng Jiugu, who was inside 3 Autumn Yellow Crane platform, arrived before him. The two sides started to fight again, they clashed and exchanged moves, the situation was in a deadlock. At the same time, Eastern Sea. Li Huang pays respects to Lord Duke Long. In the sky, flames scattered as a muscular old man appeared, it was Heavenly Court's reinforcement, rank 8 Gu immortal Li Huang. Duke Long nodded as he patted Feng Jin Huang, who was beside him. Feng Jin Huang was surrounded by a circular qi wall, she floated lightly towards Li Huang. Protect Huang Air, if anything happens to her, I will hold you accountable. Duke Long said plainly. Li Huang had a grim expression as he said confidently, don't worry Lord Duke Long, with my verdant sun flame cloak, who in the world can harm Feng Jin Huang? Duke Long stopped looking at him, he looked towards the sky, in order to protect Feng Jin Huang, he had wasted some time, Dragon Palace had flown away already. Duke Long smiled, feeling no nervousness. He clenched his fists, it was time to take action. At the next moment, he vanished on the spot. Dragon Palace was obstructed by Qin Yuan again, while the other rank 8 Gu immortals fought each other. The chance will slip by easily, I need to grab my opportunity. Qin Yuan's eyes burst out with brilliance, after so many days of fighting, he had finally obtained his 4th chance. But right when Qin Yuan was about to reach Dragon Palace, an immense force approached, the aura of death almost suffocated him. He quickly turned around, enduring the fatal attack, he managed to block it but flew away like a sandbag, spitting out huge amounts of blood. Duke Long, you! Qin Yuan had a hoarse voice filled with anger. Duke Long floated in the sky expressionlessly, his horns were flickering with purple gold light, his long hair fluttered in the wind, his body was tough as a monolith, his dragon pupils shined with cold light. Qin Yuan struggled to stabilize his body, he wanted to counter-attack but his expression suddenly changed. A dragon-shaped qi shot out of his chest, exploding. Boom! The explosion was not loud, but Qin Yuan's defenses were like useless scraps of paper. Qin Yuan looked at Duke Long with disbelief and fright as he retreated. He was bleeding intensely, his ribs were broken, his chest was almost fully blown off, his heart and lungs could be seen. Take this Duke Long. This immortal Gu house is mine. Song Qi Yuan and Zhang Yin flew over, the two temporarily stopped fighting each other as they faced against Duke Long together. Duke Long smiled nonchalantly. Roar! The dragon roar erupted as Song Qi Yuan and Zhang Yin flew away with a confused and flabbergasted expression. They suffered serious injuries, they did not even see what move hit them before they were defeated. Be careful, without that burden, Duke Long is using his full power. Is this his true strength? Everyone, work together, we must not let him succeed. Duke Long's powerful disposition made the remaining rank 8 Gu immortals feel deeply threatened, they started to target him collectively. Duke Long breathed in deeply, he actually shut his eyes. He did not move, only when the surrounding killer moves reached before him did he open his eyes abruptly. Immortal killer move, Qi engulfing mountains and rivers. At once, the rank 8 Gu immortals shook intensely as they felt an unparalleled pressure slamming down at them from all around. Not just them, the killer moves that they activated, even the sky and sea of all the surroundings were facing this immense pressure. Many killer moves collapsed, the rank 8 Gu immortals as well as Dragon Palace fell into the water like dumplings falling into a pot. The world became still, nothing was left standing. Except Duke Long, he was standing proudly in the sky, looking down at the immortals in distress with his cold dragon pupils. At this point of the Dragon Palace contest, he had finally displayed his true strength. Having pseudo-immortal venerable battle strength, it suppressed his enemies and obtained the upper hand. Kill. Duke Long, I want to kill you. I do not believe that you can defeat all of us. A few breaths of time later, huge waves surged in the sea. The rank 8 Gu immortals who were humiliated by Duke Long attacked him together with great intensity. Duke Long snorted coldly, his dragon tail appeared and his body became covered in scales, the horns on his head became as sharp as blades. He opened his mouth and roared. It was Immortal Killer Move Dragon Roaring Wave. Next, his body flickered from place to place. He appeared near his enemies as he punched their faces with his fists, tore defenses with his claws, and created a bloody storm around the area. Eastern Sea's rank 8 Gu immortals were not his match. They were all furious and shocked. They used their Immortal Killer moves but were constantly obstructed. Even if they succeeded, they could not injure Duke Long. After such a long time, other than protecting Feng Jin Huang, Duke Long had also collected lots of information. He had grasped the weakness of some of these Eastern Sea rank 8 Gu immortals' methods. Old fiend, you are too much. Face my fatal killer move. Restrain him, I have even stronger methods. Eastern Sea's rank 8s were furious, they were about to use even stronger methods. Immortal Killer Move, Chi engulfing mountains and rivers. Puff puff puff. At the next moment, Eastern Sea's rank 8s fell like dumplings again, into the depths of the ocean. Duke Long controlled the tempo of the battle completely. His battle experience was even deeper than the depths of this ocean itself. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1696, Foam Destroys Red Lotus. Chapter 1696, Foam Destroys Red Lotus. 2. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. Come. Duke Long suddenly appeared above Dragon Palace. An immense suction force sent the rank 8 Immortal Gu house slowly towards Duke Long's phantom aperture even though it resisted him desperately. The other rank 8 Gu immortals saw this and went over, using their killer moves on Duke Long. Duke Long sighed as he vanished on the spot. Without restraint, Dragon Palace flew out of the sea, into the sky once again. Eastern Sea's rank 8s were about to chase it when Duke Long appeared in the sky again, obstructing their paths. Dragon roars resounded again. Duke Long moved like lightning, flickering around the rank 8 Gu immortals effortlessly. The intense battle created loud explosions resembling an unceasing thunderstorm. Countless innocent lifeforms were implicated. Huge tsunamis were created on the sea surface. Without Feng Jin Huang burdening him, Duke Long displayed terrifying battle strength. Nobody present could match him equally. However, these Eastern Sea rank 8 Gu immortals all had deep foundations. They had their own trump cards. Even though they were losing to Duke Long, their lives were not endangered. They were wary of each other originally, but against Duke Long, they could cooperate seamlessly. At once, Eastern Sea's righteous path, demonic path, and even lone cultivators worked together to fight Duke Long. Duke Long felt increasing pressure. His outburst earlier suppressed everyone. It was because he had concealed himself earlier and managed to catch all of the Eastern Sea rank 8s off guard with that one attack. But as the battle continued, Duke Long's methods were slowly discerned by the Eastern Sea Gu immortals. They started to find counters or appropriate methods to deal with them. In this world, there were no invincible Immortal Gu or Immortal Killer moves, there were only invincible Gu immortals. Any Immortal Killer move, no matter how complex, had a structure. It would have advantages and weaknesses. Duke Long was very powerful indeed. None of the Eastern Sea rank 8s were his match. But this situation was special. Everyone was trying to get the Immortal Gu house. Nobody wanted to fight him to the death. As the Immortal Gu house flew continuously all over the battlefield, Duke Long could not set up a battlefield to trap it. Dragon claws moved like a tornado. Many Eastern Sea rank 8s were forced back. Duke Long crashed into Dragon Palace as he grabbed it with his hand. At once, a pair of huge phantom dragon claws appeared and tightly grasped Dragon Palace. Dragon Palace shook intensely. It shattered the phantom dragon claws as it escaped. Duke Long sighed. This situation had already happened many times. It was not easy to take Dragon Palace, he had to fight off the competitors first before trying to subdue it. But Dragon Palace was a rank 8 immortal Gu house after all, it had great power and could not be taken easily. Duke Long's many attempts ended in failure. Duke Long is too strong, what do we do? When he fights seriously, we will have no chance to get close to Dragon Palace, not to mention obtain it. Duke Long is the only one attempting now, thankfully this immortal Gu house is strong enough. We cannot let this go on. Dragon Palace's resistance is getting weaker, Duke Long will subdue it eventually. Eastern Sea's rank 8 Gu immortals all had injuries, they communicated with each other as they wanted others to use their trump cards against Duke Long. Getting to rank 8, who would not have their own secret trump cards? These immortal killer moves were definitely very powerful or mysterious and profound, but nobody wanted to expose them. Nobody could say for sure if their killer moves would fail in such a complex battle environment. The stronger the killer move, the greater the backlash. Even Duke Long was not using his triple chi retraction killer move. Not that he did not want to use it, but the risks were too great, he could likely cripple himself. When he fought against Purple Mountain True Monarch earlier, he had probed multiple times, only until he was sure that the enemy did not have other methods did he unleash triple chi retraction in the end. Right now in this situation, if Duke Long used triple chi retraction and the enemy coincidentally countered it, what would happen? These Eastern Sea rank 8s were numerous and they all had deep foundations, who knew what methods they truly possessed. Notched arrows were the most threatening. Gu immortals who concealed their killer moves were also very threatening. River of Time. Immortal killer move, Summer Fan. Fang Yuan was still in his immemorial year monkey form, his killer move activated successfully as he grabbed towards the space in front of him. A huge fan with a long handle appeared out of nowhere, held in his hands. Bing Sai Chuan, get aside. Fang Yuan twisted his waist as he gathered strength in his arms, waving the fan ferociously. Gush! Wild winds blew, sweeping ahead as the storm sent 3 autumn yellow crane platform and shark flow lever into a tornado, restraining them as they flew outside of the river suppression lotus ceiling formation. But at the crucial moment, Feng Jiugu and Xing Yi Wang flew out of their immortal Gu houses, charging at Fang Yuan and Bing Sai Chuan. Even though they did not cultivate Time Path, the river suppression lotus ceiling formation did not break apart, Time Path was restricted in the formation as other paths were amplified. Heavenly Court sent rank 7 Gu immortals which were elites, they worked together during this period and were able to mostly repair the river suppression lotus ceiling formation, even though the hole was still present, it had become much smaller. 5 Elements Grandmaster, quickly use your profound light. Fang Yuan shouted. 5 Elements Grandmaster's voice came from within year-end gatehouse, I cannot use it a second time in this short period, this formation has been modified by a lot, the previous profound light will be ineffective now. Immortal killer move, Song Warrior. Feng Jiuji's body shook as 4 Song Warriors emerged, encircling Fang Yuan. Xing Yi Wang's body was covered in starlight specks as he stabbed towards Bing Sai Chuan like a hedgehog. Bing Sai Chuan and Fang Yuan looked at each other before flying up and abandoning their enemies, targeting the river suppression lotus ceiling formation instead. This was the wisest plan. As long as the river suppression lotus ceiling formation was destroyed, Feng Jiugu and Xing Yi Wang would have to return to their immortal Gu houses. Feng Jiugu and Xing Yi Wang quickly tried to stop them, while 5 Elements Grandmaster continued to control his immortal formation to trap the eternal yacht that Qin Yi was controlling. In the intense battle, river suppression lotus ceiling formation shook more and more intensely, more cracks were appearing as it endured Fang Yuan's and Bing Sai Chuan's attacks. However, 3 autumn yellow crane platform and shark flow lever, which Fang Yuan blew away earlier, had re-entered the battlefield, Fang Yuan and Longevity Heaven were starting to be suppressed. Fang Yuan, you still refuse to trust me now? The situation was dire, Bing Sai Chuan shouted in anxiety. Fang Yuan's eyes shined with bright light, he snorted coldly as he approached Bing Sai Chuan. Bing Sai Chuan spread his arms as a ball-shaped light shield appeared around him and Fang Yuan. This was his defensive immortal killer move, anything that hit the light shield, be it lifeforms or killer moves, would freeze in time. Break it! Feng Gu and Xingyi Wang shouted together. 3 Autumn Yellow Crane Platform and Shark Flow Lever erupted with powerful attacks, targeting Bing Sai Chuan's light shield. But any killer move that landed on it froze in time. At once, there was a myriad of colorful attacks surrounding the light shield. It was a dazzling sight. Bing Sai Chuan gritted his teeth, his body shook as he sustained the shield. Even though he had rank 8 peak battle strength, in this formation, time path was suppressed. At the same time, he was facing the attack of 2 rank 8 Gu immortals and 2 immortal Gu houses. It was not easy. Fang Yuan obtained this prime opportunity. He dispelled immemorial year monkey transformation and activated Emperor Yama. At this point in the battle, he finally obtained a chance to change his battle tactic. Feng Gu and Xingyi Wang had rich battle experiences. They did not give Fang Yuan any opportunity to change his transformation. He was often interrupted. After becoming Emperor Yama, Fang Yuan started to use his killer moves. His aura surged rapidly from weak to strong, and from strong to a terrifying level. Feng Gu and Xingyi Wang had solemn expressions. They were very alert. At this point, Fang Yuan finally had the time to unleash his trump card. Immortal killer move, Luo Pasil. Be careful. Bing Sai Chuan gritted his teeth as he dispelled his defensive killer move, moving forward. Without obstruction, the frozen attacks from earlier struck towards Fang Yuan and Bing Sai Chuan. Bing Sai Chuan stood in front and paved a way for Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan held on to Luo Pasil as he waited in anticipation. He charged towards Xingyi Wang while enduring the attacks. Xingyi Wang quickly retreated while Feng Gu went around, trying to attack Fang Yuan from the rear. Fang Yuan suddenly laughed coldly. He flew up and shot Luo Pasil towards the river suppression lotus ceiling formation. The huge formation stopped working. Several rank 7 Gu immortals inside died on the spot. Bing Sai Chuan suddenly felt the pressure lifting. Swoosh swoosh, large amounts of water from the river of time gushed into the formation. Immediately after, with cracking noises, river suppression lotus ceiling formation disintegrated piece by piece. 5 Elements Grandmaster was deeply shocked. Fang Yuan's Luo Pasil actually attacked the core of the formation and destroyed the core immortal Gu. How did he deduce it? Boom! Feng Ji's attack landed on Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan's attention was on destroying the formation. He could only endure Feng Ji's ferocious attack. Even in Emperor Yama form, Fang Yuan spat out 3 mouthfuls of blood. Large numbers of soul path Gu worms died and multiple immortal Gu were injured. Without the formation's help, the battle environment changed rapidly. Fang Yuan and Bing Sai Chuan obtained the upper hand again. Both sides fought for a while. The river suppression lotus ceiling formation had about 1/3 of its original size left. The remaining rank 7 Gu immortals were desperately holding on, but the formation was just a step away from destruction. They had no hope left. Cover me, Fang Yuan said to Bing Sai Chuan. Bing Sai Chuan used the ball-shaped light shield, protecting Fang Yuan as he dispelled Emperor Yama, turning into the immemorial year monkey again. Cover me. Feng Gu shouted the same thing. Xingyi Wang and the 2 immortal Gu houses surrounded Feng Gu immediately. Immortal killer move, Assimilation Wind Song. Feng Gu took a huge risk and successfully summoned the #1 wind in the world. Bing Sai Chuan broke out in sweat as he shouted to Fang Yuan, "Oh no, my defensive killer move cannot block the winds of assimilation, let's retreat." But out of their expectations, the winds of assimilation did not target the defensive shield, it attacked the Stone Lotus Island. Under Fang Yuan's shocked gaze, the Stone Lotus Island was devoured by the winds of assimilation. The fragments were assimilated into wind. The winds of assimilation became larger and larger. If anyone tried to get onto the island, they would have to face this world-destroying wind. Feng Gu, you! Bing Sai Chuan was furious and anxious. Fang Yuan's expression was ashen. If we cannot get it, neither will you. Xingyi Wang laughed wildly. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., Please let us know your report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1697, Neither Victory Nor Defeat. Chapter 1697, Neither Victory Nor Defeat. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. The winds of assimilation ravaged in the river of time. When Xianxia Gu used assimilation wind song, there were sounds of howling winds. But when the actual winds of assimilation started blowing, it became extremely quiet, there was no sound at all. The quiet winds of assimilation made every Gu immortal present feel a chill down their spine. The stone lotus island was continuously eroded by the winds of assimilation until it completely vanished. The winds grew larger and larger, multiple times its initial size. After devouring the stone lotus island, it was like a pillar that supported heaven and earth. However, it could not display its might in the river of time. Even though a lot of water was assimilated into wind, the entire river of time did not budge. It had lost a completely negligible amount of water. Even though the winds of assimilation were powerful, against the river of time, it was too small, like a tiny insect on a bull. All the Gu immortals and immortal Gu houses had to steer clear of the winds of assimilation. Xianxia Gu was no exception. The stone lotus island was really destroyed. Fang Yuan was deeply shocked. Earlier when he wanted to get on the island, he was repelled by its protection force. To think that it was completely helpless against the winds of assimilation. Don't tell me this formation played a role in suppressing the stone lotus island earlier. Or was the island already at its limit, so it could not block the winds of assimilation? Fang Yuan watched as the river suppression lotus ceiling formation continued to break apart. Xianxia Gu also had a heavy feeling. Even though he destroyed the stone lotus island, in his opinion, he had failed. In order to find Red Lotus true inheritances, Heavenly Court had paid a huge price in manpower and resources. They managed to find a stone lotus island after so much work, and trapped it using the river suppression lotus ceiling formation. But to think that Fang Yuan and Longevity Heaven worked together to obstruct them. Xianxia Gu had no choice but to destroy the stone lotus island. All of their hard work had been wasted. But nobody could blame him for his actions. Because it was necessary. After the river suppression lotus ceiling formation got hit by Luo Pasil, it was definitely going to break apart. Once the formation breaks, Xianxia Gu and Xingyi Wang would be forced to return to the immortal Gu house. This way, Heavenly Court side would lose their battle strength. In contrast, Fang Yuan and Bing Sai Chuan would be like fish in water in this river of time. Without the formation restraining them, their battle strength would surge. The enemy was strong while they were weaker. Xianxia Gu had no confidence in continuing the struggle. Fang Yuan would obtain the stone lotus island eventually. Thus, when there was still a chance, he decided to cut his losses short by destroying the stone lotus island. Such resolution. A sharp light flashed in Fang Yuan's eyes. He did not hide his praise. Bing Sai Chuan sighed deeply, showing a dejected look. He was hoping to find some way to destroy Fate Gu from the Red Lotus true inheritance, but now, even though Fang Yuan had the key spring autumn cicada, the stone lotus island was already destroyed. He was very disappointed. He did not know that Fang Yuan had already obtained one true inheritance in secret. Fang Yuan was obviously not going to tell Longevity Heaven about this. Even Heavenly Court was in the dark. Rumble. With a chain of loud explosions, the heavily damaged river suppression lotus ceiling formation broke. Most of the immortal Gu were destroyed, while the Gu immortals controlling the formation died one by one. River water moved in as huge waves were formed. The river of time was restored to normal. Let's retreat. Xianxia Gu gritted his teeth as he spoke. The battle was not in Heavenly Court's favor. Even though they had 3 rank 8 Gu immortals, in this situation, even if Duke Long came, they would not win. Xianxia Gu and the rest were not Time Path Gu immortals. They could only hide in the immortal Gu houses, relying on them to fight. And these Time Path immortal Gu houses were only rank 7, if they had 1 rank 8 Time Path immortal Gu house, Heavenly Court would have a chance of victory. Even though Heavenly Court had immense foundation, it was not without limits. Firstly, after Lord Huangshi died, they no longer had any Time Path rank 8 Gu immortals. Even though they created 4 Time Path immortal Gu houses, they were only rank 7. Heavenly Court did not have the ability to create a rank 8 Time Path immortal Gu house in such a short period of time. Actually, Fairy Ziwei's arrangements were not wrong. Even though Fang Yuan obtained a Red Lotus True Inheritance and modified most of his killer moves, while also raising the rank of his immortal Gu, his increase in battle strength did not make this battle any easier. Fang Yuan alone could not obtain this Red Lotus True Inheritance. Heavenly Court did not expect that Longevity Heaven would suddenly cooperate with Fang Yuan. After all, Fang Yuan destroyed 88 True Yang building. There was deep enmity between Fang Yuan and Longevity Heaven. This was not just simple hatred. Fang Yuan did not just destroy a rank 8 immortal Gu house, he destroyed Giant Sun Immortal Venerables arrangements, the pride and glory of the Huang Jin tribes. Longevity Heaven actually gave up on revenge and cooperated with Fang Yuan. Is this because of Bing Sai Chuan? Feng Jiu Gu returned to 3 Autumn Yellow Crane platform and looked at Bing Sai Chuan, frowning. Heavenly Court's 3 immortal Gu houses were retreating rapidly. Fang Yuan roared, he turned into the immemorial year monkey and chased after them. Bing Sai Chuan fought side by side with him. The two had powerful and ferocious attacks. They aimed at Heavenly Court's 3 immortal Gu houses. Even though there were 3 rank 8s on Heavenly Court's side, they could only defend, resist attacks, and escape. Present and Past Pavilion finally broke out of Bing Sai Chuan's killer move. It quickly flew out of the river of time, appearing above the surface. The 3 Xianxia were very angry. They wanted to attack Fang Yuan, but they saw that the 3 Heavenly Court immortal Gu houses were escaping. The river suppression lotus ceiling formation had broken up, the rank 7 Gu immortals controlling the formation had almost all died, the remaining few were struggling in the river of time. They were not far from dying. Quickly retreat. Feng Jiu Gu transmitted. The 3 Xianxia gulped as they quickly joined the group and escaped. Fang Yuan and Bing Sai Chuan, as well as 5 Elements Grandmaster controlling Year-End Gatehouse, chased after them. These 4 immortal Gu houses were very sturdy, they defended each other and were hard to catch. But Fang Yuan and Bing Sai Chuan got stronger as they fought. In this river of time, their battle strength was far above their usual standards. The tributary of the river of time is close by. We are about to escape. Qin Yi shouted, raising the morale of the Heavenly Court Gu immortals. Want to leave? Not so easy. Fang Yuan laughed sinisterly, shortening their distance. All of you retreat, we will block them. The 3 Xianxia were resolved to die. They stayed behind along with the tattered Present and Past Pavilion. As the 3 Xianxia stalled for time desperately, the other 3 immortal Gu houses managed to escape through the tributary of the river of time. Present and Past Pavilion was completely destroyed. The 3 Xianxia died as well. Fang Yuan was filled with regret that he did not capture any rank 8 Gu immortal. This was a really good chance. Fang Yuan did not want to chase after them. In the outside world, Feng Jiu Gu and the rest could fight normally. He swept through the battlefield and collected the immortal apertures, annexing them. Bing Sai Chuan and 5 Elements Grandmaster did not move, they watched by the side. There were quite a few rank 7 Gu immortals who died. They did not have qualification to join Heavenly Court, so they still retained their rank 7 immortal apertures. Fang Yuan annexed them and made great gains. Let's go to Eastern Sea. After a while, Fang Yuan suggested. Longevity Heaven had displayed their fullest sincerity in the battle over Red Lotus True Inheritance. They were reliable allies for now. Both sides had the same goal, to prevent Heavenly Court from repairing Fate Gu. If Heavenly Court obtained the complete Fate Gu, they would regain their former glory. They would threaten the other 4 regions. After staying for a while in the river of time, Fang Yuan and Bing Sai Chuan confirmed that the Red Lotus True Inheritance was truly destroyed. Even though they did not obtain it, they had managed to stop Heavenly Court from getting it. This result was neither defeat nor victory. Soon, Fang Yuan and the rest left the river of time, heading to Eastern Sea to stop Duke Long. But along the way, they heard that the commotion in Eastern Sea was over. The outcome had been determined. The eventual victor of this battle over Dragon Palace was Duke Long. Duke Long had incredible battle strength. He suppressed the Eastern Sea rank 8s. Afterwards, Heavenly Court's new member, rank 8 Gu Immortal Chen Yi went there with an immortal Gu house. At the crucial moment, Eastern Sea's lone immortal Yang Jun suddenly turned to help Duke Long, allowing him to successfully suppress the rank 8 immortal Gu house and keep it. But Duke Long suffered heavy injuries as a result. At the final moment, Eastern Sea's rank 8s stopped holding back, they used their trump cards. But it was already too late. After getting the immortal Gu house, Duke Long left immediately without second thought. To think that this rank 8 lone immortal Yang Jun was recruited by Heavenly Court. Five Elements Grandmaster shook his head continuously. He was once a lone immortal too, but he had become a member of Longevity Heaven now. That might not be the case. Yang Jun might have been Heavenly Court spy in Eastern Sea from the start. Feng Yuan thought of Prince Feng Xian in Northern Plains. He was a spy implanted into Northern Plains from the start. His identity had not been exposed. Feng Yuan looked at Bing Sai Chuan for a moment, deciding to continue keeping this as a secret. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1698, Slaughter Begins. Chapter 1698, Slaughter Begins. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. Central Continent Regional Wall. Go, quickly go. Catch up, don't break away from the group. A group of Western Desert Gu masters shouted as they ran. Behind them, the ground tore open, like a giant beast opening its mouth to devour people. Ah! Save me! Amidst cries and screams, a small group of people at the back fell into the earth trench. Most of them were smashed to bits. Those that luckily survived would also die eventually. Father, I can't hold on anymore. Zhang Ping was a young man who had just become a rank 2 Gu master. He was showing a flustered expression now. His primeval essence had already dried up. Oh no! Zhang Quan was a rank 3 Gu master. He was covered in sweat now. He was already trying his best, using his killer move to not only move himself but also his son Zhang Ping. If Zhang Ping ran out of primeval essence, Zhang Quan's killer move would be ineffective on him. By then, Zhang Ping would become very slow. Zhang Quan would be helpless as he watched his son fall into the abyss. What should I do? Zhang Quan was helpless and anxious. He regretted his decision deeply. If he had known this, he would not have brought his son to join the Central Continent Refinement Path Convention. He had considered this because of his son's refinement path talent. He wanted to train his ability and gain more knowledge. But to think that they encountered an earth vein tremor while crossing the regional wall. Right when Zhang Quan and Zhang Ping were despairing, the sight in front of them cleared up. Zhang Quan was dazed before reacting. They had passed Central Continent's regional wall. They had arrived in Central Continent. Because of earth vein tremors, other than causing lots of earth trenches, goo materials, and goo worms to appear, the 5 regions' regional walls were also shrinking. Right now, goo masters needed less than half the time to cross 2 regions' regional walls compared to before. But so what? Zhang Quan sighed deeply. Zhang Ping was out of primeval essence and stamina. Zhang Quan had to carry him, but because of this, their speed was very slow. They were almost about to get devoured by the earth trench. At the crucial moment, a mystical light shot towards them as the remaining Gu masters were all brought into the sky. The earth trench parted below their feet. Soon, a huge and unfathomably deep abyss formed below them. Only until they landed on the periphery of the earth trench did the mystical light enveloping these Gu masters disappear. What is going on? Who saved us? Such an incredible method. I'm afraid it has to be a great Gu immortal who saved all of us. The Gu masters were all extremely excited from surviving that. They started talking among themselves. Above the sky where they could not see, a spirit butterfly valley Gu immortal smiled kindly as he retreated his gaze from these Gu masters. The Gu immortal flew rapidly, patrolling the area. Central Continent's Refinement Path Convention had begun. Many Gu masters had been coming here for the last few days from the other 4 regions. The Gu immortal was a member of Central Continent's 10 great ancient sects. He had received a compulsory mission from the sect to patrol this area and prevent the demonic path from causing trouble. Many Gu immortals received the same mission as him. These were all members of the 10 great ancient sects, some independent sects, or even slave Gu immortals captured by the 10 great ancient sects, as well as lone immortals close to the 10 sects. This time, Heavenly Court held the Central Continent Refinement Path Convention. Security was extremely strict, it was unprecedented. Zhang Quan and Zhang Ping's group was luckily saved by the Gu immortal, retaining their lives. After getting into Central Continent, they rested for a while before going to the closest sign-up spot. Central Continent Refinement Path Convention had many sign-up spots, they were evenly distributed all over Central Continent. A few days later, Zhang Quan and Zhang Ping arrived at Scorpion Needle sect with some Gu masters that had similar objectives. This was an ordinary sect, its specialty was in raising Gu that resembled scorpions, they were most famous for Scorpion Needle Gu. This was an offensive Gu worm, once used, it could shoot out scorpion needles. The needles were sharp and fast, they were poisonous and hard to deal with. Scorpion Needle sect had already made the arrangements. Zhang Quan and Zhang Ping walked into the registration hall, it was packed with people. A large portion were Central Continent locals, the remaining were like them who had come from the Western region. Scorpion Needle sect was situated near Western Desert, many Western Desert Gu masters came here to sign up. The Central Continent Refinement Path Convention always attracted countless Gu masters to participate, this time was no exception. Following the procedures, Zhang Quan and Zhang Ping were brought into a hall for assessment. The test only had 4 questions, it was not easy but not hard either. The test was regarding basic skills, any Gu master with enough experience can pass, those who were trying their luck would be eliminated, to save on resources and manpower. Zhang Quan and Zhang Ping passed the test without any unexpected surprises, they successfully signed up. After getting out of the hall, they held a token each. The token recorded the participant's name, sect, path, and the time and location of his test. When a Gu master signs up, their names could be fake, their paths and sects could also be kept secret. Because of this, during every Central Continent Refinement Path Convention, a large number of lone cultivators, demonic path members, and even Gu immortals would join while concealing their identity. 100 primeval stones per person signing up, this is too expensive. Zhang Ping kept his token as he said grudgingly. So you must perform well this time, don't waste our investment. Zhang Quan looked at Zhang Ping with a gaze of anticipation. Yes. Zhang Ping nodded, oh yes, father, I saw that many Central Continent Gu masters signed up directly, they did not need to take the test. Zhang Quan smiled, these people had gotten a certain position in the previous convention, they are able to join it directly now. Father, didn't you get a placing yourself in the last convention? Why do you have to pay again? Zhang Ping did not understand. Zhang Quan shook his head, that is because I am not a Central Continent person, only Central Continent Gu masters have this treatment. So that's it. Zhang Ping nodded. This was clearly favoritism towards the locals, it was unfair but the young Zhang Ping soon accepted it. This was Central Continent's territory after all, the convention was also held in Central Continent, what's wrong with helping their own people? And this was not unfair either, because this test only looked at the basics, any Gu master with refinement path attainment could pass it. The refinement path convention is about to begin. In Heavenly Court, Duke Long used his investigative killer move as he paid attention to the situation in Central Continent. His face was still pale now, his injuries sustained from obtaining Dragon Palace had not healed. This refinement path convention will be very crucial, O Red Lotus, do you know, after this convention, Fate Gu will be fully restored. Duke Long's eyes became dazed as scenes of the past surfaced in his mind. Spring-Autumn Cicada. You actually designed such a heretical immortal Gu, Hong Ting, what are you trying to do? After learning of this, Duke Long immediately went to find Red Lotus Immortal Venerable, Hong Ting. Hong Ting clenched his fists, saying to Duke Long, Master, I've already said it before, I want to revive them, let everything start over again. You. Duke Long pointed at Hong Ting, he was shivering from anger. Hong Ting lowered his head, Master, scold me if you want, beat me if you want, but I will never give up. Duke Long looked at Hong Ting angrily, he did not scold him, instead, he sighed after a long while of silence, Hong Ting, my disciple, you are too naive. Even if you are an immortal venerable, what can you do to fate? Go ahead and try, I won't stop you. You will definitely fail, but I hope that countless failures can wake you up. Many days later. Master. Hong Ting was covered in injuries, but he was extremely excited. He came before Duke Long. I finally found the only hope. I am about to succeed. I will definitely change fate. How can that be possible? Duke Long did not believe him at all. I am relying on this, Love Gu. I had obtained inspiration from the legends of Renzu. It says that love is a type of fate. In that case, love can definitely change fate. Hong Ting said in increasing excitement. Duke Long was extremely furious and shocked. Heresy, blasphemy, Hong Ting, don't forget your identity. You are a righteous path immortal venerable, you want to change history. Do you know that such actions will have an unimaginably bad effect? Oh Master! Hong Ting raised his head, looking at Duke Long with glimmering eyes. You still don't understand? Understand what? Times have changed. The hearts of the people have changed too. Our generation does not need restrictions. Before Hong Ting finished his words, Duke Long shouted, Enough. You actually said Fate Gu is a form of restriction. Hong Ting, enough is enough. At this rate, you will fall into the demonic path. I do not want to exterminate you in the name of justice. Breathing in deeply, Duke Long regained clarity in his eyes. His memories were kept away, but Duke Long still had a sense of guilt left in him. Oh Red Lotus, you did not understand after all. Duke Long muttered, no matter how times change, Fate Gu will always be the protector of humanity. You are disregarding the big picture of humanity for your personal selfish goals. I failed in my teachings. You are my disciple, as your master, I will atone for your mistakes. I do not have much time left. But it is fine, I just need to wait until Fate Gu is repaired. I will not allow anyone to ruin this refinement path convention. Boom! At the same time, Scorpion Needle sect erupted with an intense explosion. Countless Gu masters who participated in the refinement path convention died or got injured. As dust clouds settled, an ancient desolate year snake hissed in the rubble of Scorpion Needle sect. Watching the ancient year snake slaughter more Gu masters, Fang Yuan left with a cold smile. Using an immortal killer move with fixed immortal travel as the core, he left for the next location. Heavenly Court wanted to repair fate. They had to hold the refinement path convention to gain success Dao marks. How could Fang Yuan allow them to succeed so easily? A merciless slaughter had begun. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1699, Attacking Everywhere. Chapter 1699, Attacking Everywhere. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. Unification Sect was one of the sign-up locations of the Refinement Path Convention. It was filled with people as well. The Refinement Path Convention is about to start. To think that I would get a second chance in this lifetime, thank the heavens. A middle-aged Gu master sighed deeply. The Gu masters nearby recognized him as they started to talk among themselves. Quickly look, it is Refinement Path Master Luo Sheng. He had lost in the previous Refinement Path Convention due to some accident. It seems he wants to compete again. Normally, the Refinement Path Convention is held once in 100 years. Luo Sheng was not supposed to have a chance. But to think that 10 years later, the 10 great ancient sects would hold it again. The middle-aged Gu master heard their discussions as he kept a peaceful expression. He was way beyond the age of vanity, he just wanted to prove himself now. My opponents this time cannot be underestimated. Even though I worked very hard during this period, Central Continent is too huge, the 5 regions have countless geniuses. And even at this spot, there are already many new talents. The middle-aged Gu master looked around, focusing his attention on 3 Gu masters. One was an old man that had been reputed for many years, he was also a refinement path master. Another was a young man, and the last one was a young girl. The former had performed well in the previous convention while the latter was a rising star that had emerged in the last 10 years. This refinement path convention is still going to be that intense. I must make good use of this opportunity, I cannot fail anymore. I will prove myself, I will let my wife and children be proud. Boom! At the next moment, a huge ancient year beast descended from the sky, crushing the entire hall to ruins. The middle-aged Gu master's grand ambitions vanished into thin air. The young Gu master with a great future, the genius young girl who was highly thought of, died pathetically on the spot. Her bones and flesh were mashed together, even her corpse could not be seen clearly. On to the next location. In the sky, Fang Yuan's figure flickered and vanished. This was the 15th spot that he had attacked. Central Continent lost many Gu masters, these were just mortal Gu masters, how could they handle the ancient year beasts? Even rank 6 Gu immortals might not be able to face these ancient year beasts. Fang Yuan slaughtered these Gu masters mercilessly, he created lots of bloodshed, more and more talented Gu masters were killed, even Heavenly Court was feeling heartache. This demon Fang Yuan, he is truly evil and vicious, he came to cause trouble after all. Damn it, are we going to watch and do nothing? Lady Ziwei, I wonder if... Fairy Ziwei shook her head. Fang Yuan is very vigilant, he only sent out ancient year beasts each time to attack, even though he slaughtered many Gu masters and caused great chaos, he rarely attacked personally. Fairy Ziwei sighed deeply, his wisdom path attainment is truly deep, he knows that the more he attacks, the more clues he would leave behind, and the more easily we can find him. It is very hard for me to locate him, I will need more clues and even more time. But how can he have so many ancient year beasts? Some Gu immortals frowned. According to Southern Border's information, Xianxia had a year essence pool in her immortal aperture, he should have used this to capture so many year beasts. Fairy Ziwei said. Even though her expression was calm, she was filled with rage. Fang Yuan was a Gu immortal, yet he attacked these mortals without restraint, he was really bullying the weak and was simply too shameless, he had no bottom line. Most demonic path Gu immortals would not do this. This was the tacit consensus among Gu immortals, but Fang Yuan broke it without concern. This Fang Yuan is truly the greatest plague to all lifeforms in this world. Fairy Ziwei was furious while feeling sadness for those innocent lives, the longer he lives in this world, the more lifeforms he would harm and kill. Duke Long was truly calm, his heart was like a tranquil lake. Good, Fang Yuan showed up, didn't we expect this to happen? Follow our plan, even if we have to pay a huge price, we must repair Fate Gu. Duke Long was immensely determined. Heavenly Court's Gu immortals heard his orders and realized, nothing in this world could affect Duke Long's determination. Fang Yuan was a real problem, Heavenly Court could not ignore him, they had a plan already. Several days later, the people who were in deep fear of Fang Yuan's assaults received accurate proof and information. All evidence pointed to Fang Yuan, he was the culprit. Everyone was extremely riled up. Fang Yuan has already become a Gu immortal. There really are immortals in this world. Fang Yuan, you killed my father, I will definitely take revenge for this immense hatred. Even rank 5s are just ants if they do not become Gu immortals. Fang Yuan is evidently trying to ruin the refinement path convention, for the sake of my life, I'm not going. Go. Why not? If we do not go, wouldn't we fall into that Fang Yuan scheme? That's right, even though I am a mortal Gu master and will not be Fang Yuan's match, to avenge my wife's death, I will even give up my life, I will not let this demon Fang Yuan succeed. Some were fearful, some felt emotional, some backed out, while some became determined. Time passed, days went by, the refinement path convention continued. Fang Yuan was all alone, but Central Continent had many sign-up locations for the refinement path convention. Even though he had fixed immortal travel, he could not eliminate every Gu master that went. Because many places were secretly guarded by Central Continent's Gu immortals. Especially when Heavenly Court made arrangements after Fang Yuan's attacks, they sent out missions to countless Gu masters to move around and distribute tokens to other participants of the tests. This way, the participants in Central Continent became dispersed, nobody went to sign up locations, Fang Yuan's slaughter became very inefficient. Even though Fang Yuan tried, more than 10,000 Gu masters died in his hands, but he could not stop the refinement path convention from starting. The sign-up phase was over, the true competition had already started. Oh. Fang Yuan appeared at a place in central continent. He was about to attack when he suddenly frowned. Where are you going, Fang Yuan? Die. A central continent rank 8 Gu immortal pounced at Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan gave a glance at him. He did not want to fight, he used his killer move to escape. Central continent's Gu immortals have been getting faster and faster recently. Is it because I've used fixed immortal travel's killer move too frequently? They have already deduced it. Even so, they seem to be able to detect where I would show up. What is this investigative method? Time path? At the next moment, Fang Yuan's surroundings changed. He was hundreds of thousands of li away from the previous place. But his expression was grim. He sensed acutely that 3 rank 8 Gu immortals were approaching him from 3 directions. Fang Yuan, where are you going? Heavenly Court has prepared more than 10 investigative killer moves for you, you cannot escape. Especially one of them, it was created by primordial origin immortal venerable, known as People's Accusation. Ha ha ha, demon, did you think of this? The more people you kill, the more hatred you gather, these mortal Gu masters' hatred will continuously track you down. The 3 rank 8s arrived before Fang Yuan. Immortal battlefield killer move, rumor cage. Suddenly, a 4th rank 8 Gu immortal appeared above Fang Yuan, using an immortal battlefield to trap him. We caught Fang Yuan. Lord Zhou Xianxia's rumor cage is truly the battlefield killer move with the fastest activation time, even Fang Yuan could not react in time. The 4 Gu immortals were overjoyed. Lord Duke Long, we finally trapped Fang Yuan. Inside Heavenly Court, Fairy Ziwei was extremely excited. Duke Long replied plainly. Fairy Ziwei's eyes shined brightly. Lord Duke Long, the chance is rare, I recommend that you act personally to eliminate this Fang Yuan now. Duke Long shook his head. Fang Yuan is nothing but a troublemaker, repairing Fate Gu is the important thing now. It is not time for me to act. Lord Duke Long. Fairy Ziwei wanted to speak more but suddenly, her expression changed. At this instant, central continent's areas, especially those that were holding refinement competitions, were targeted with Gu immortal level attacks. In fact, not only refinement competition locations, even some famous resource points in central continent were attacked by Gu immortals, they were looted. Even infallible blessed land is being attacked. Fairy Ziwei's expression was grim, she could not believe it, there are actually so many Gu immortals targeting us. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know to report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1700, Rumors Become Tigers. Chapter 1700, Rumors Become Tigers. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. Fang Yuan floated in the air, it looked like he was staying motionless amidst a blizzard. Soon, thick white snow gathered on his body. But looking from afar, it seemed like he was covered in a thick fox skin coat. This was the modified time path killer move, Winter Coat. Fang Yuan had many defensive killer moves, the strongest was Reverse Flow Protection Seal, but Reverse Flow River was clearly dried up now, this killer move could not be used anymore. Other than that, Fang Yuan had Emperor Yama, Winter Coat, Bloodstained Conqueror's Robe, Purple Thought Light Shield, Hair Armor, Lion Fur Armor, Divination Tortoise Transformation, Ghost Official Garment, and other defensive methods. Hair Armor and Lion Fur Armor were mortal killer moves, even though Fang Yuan had used them for some time, they were eliminated long ago. Purple Thought Light Shield was Purple Mountain True Monarch's method, it had defended against Duke Long's fists in battle earlier, it was quite useful. But Fang Yuan only had this killer move and did not cultivate it, he lacked the crucial immortal Gu. Bloodstained Conqueror's Robe was originally Fang Yuan's method, it was used for some time. Even though the core immortal Gu was now rank 7, a rank 7 method was useless now. Divination tortoise transformation was considered a defensive method, but similarly, the ancient desolate beast divination tortoise was useless in a rank 8 battle. Ghost official garment had a huge origin, being designed by spectral soul demon Venerable. It was used to defend against wisdom path methods. Emperor Yama killer move, which combined ghostly concealment, soul beast token, and ghost official garment, had incredible defense. It could be used in rank 8 battles. But its defensive was still lower than winter coat. Emperor Yama was a comprehensive method. It had both offense and defense. By using the Yama children, it could even fight against a group. Meanwhile, winter coat focused on defense. After Fang Yuan annexed Xianxia's immortal aperture, his time path Dao marks increased in numbers drastically to being his highest path. Winter coat's power was greatly amplified. And most crucially, after some modifications, winter coat's defense was even better than before. While he could not use reverse flow protection seal, winter coat was Fang Yuan's new replacement. Bam bam bam. The 3 Central Continent rank 8s attacked Fang Yuan furiously. He did not dodge. He used winter coat killer move to block all of the attacks. What killer move is this? It seems like Xianxia's winter coat. How can this be? Xianxia's winter coat is not like this. The 3 rank 8s had varying expressions as they conversed secretly. They were very shocked by winter coat's defense. Next, they placed all their attention on Zhou Xianxia. These 3 rank 8s came from Central Continent's 10 great ancient sects, but Zhou Xianxia was different. He was a recently awakened heavenly court member. Zhou Xianxia had already activated his immortal battlefield rumor cage. In this environment, all other paths were suppressed, only information path was amplified. Fang Yuan's winter coat killer move was suppressed, but the other 3 rank 8's offensive methods were also suppressed. As the 3 rank 8s looked at Zhou Xianxia, Fang Yuan was also assessing this immortal battlefield rumor cage. Rumor cage consisted of many silver text and characters. These characters were large as horse carriages or small as ants. They weaved together into a huge ball, enveloping Fang Yuan and the other 4 rank 8s. Because there were gaps between characters, the round ball seemed to be connected with the outside world. It was not completely shut off. Fang Yuan had a serious expression. Inside the sovereign immortal aperture, his time path clone was bathed in the light of wisdom. He was trying to deduce the mysteries of this immortal battlefield. But regarding information path, Fang Yuan was not skilled in it. If this was a time path or refinement path immortal battlefield, Fang Yuan could use his time path and refinement path quasi-supreme attainment levels to deduce it immediately. But against information path, he lacked the attainment. He could only deduce it using the light of wisdom forcefully. Undoubtedly, it was wise that Heavenly Court sent out information path Gu immortal Zhou Xianxia to deal with Fang Yuan. If this was any other Gu immortal that Fang Yuan has met before, he would be prepared with specialized methods. But this was the first time Fang Yuan was seeing Zhou Xianxia. Zhou Xianxia wore a white robe. He had a square face with an air of righteousness. His body was quite muscular. Those who could become Heavenly Court members were elite experts among rank 8s. Forget about the rest, just that rumor cage alone was incredibly profound. It could be activated rapidly and was the fastest immortal battlefield killer move that Fang Yuan had ever seen. Fang Yuan, since you're trapped, don't think of leaving alive. You committed so much slaughter, so many innocent lives died in your hands. Now, you will experience the bad karma that you have created. Zhou Xianxia said in a righteous tone. His aura burst out as he used 2 immortal killer moves. Immortal killer move, malicious rumors. Immortal killer move, rumors become tigers. Instantly, the silver characters in the cage started to shine in a dazzling light. The dense light flowed like water, moving in the air as it gathered and swirled. Next, from the silvery light, silver tigers emerged. The tigers attacked as Fang Yuan shot out like lightning, facing them. Strength path giant hand. Fang Yuan rushed to the silver tigers as he attacked, but the giant hand only lasted for a moment before it broke. Fang Yuan's brows rose. The silver tigers had great battle strength. Immortal Killer Move, Spring Scissors. The jade-green scissors flew out with great agility. Wherever it went, the scissors snipped as tiger heads fell, tigers were cut into halves and their corpses faded into silver light that flickered and scattered. Spring Scissors was unstoppable. Zhou Xianxia's eyes flashed with a different light. He thought, it is different from our intel. After the battle for Red Lotus True Inheritance, Fang Yuan's Spring Scissors seems to be modified again, it has grown more powerful. Zhou Xianxia was an information path Gu immortal. He could rapidly gather information about any change or unusualness. Spring Scissors' killer move had not been modified for hundreds of years in Xiaxia's hands, but Fang Yuan could constantly modify it. Is Fang Yuan's wisdom path attainment level really so high? Or maybe his time path attainment level is very high. After all, this is a rank 8 killer move, it is not easy to modify. Zhou Xianxia was secretly shocked. Even though he was still under the suppression of Rumor Cage, Spring Scissors' killer move still slaughtered countless silver tigers like they were thin paper. But Zhou Xianxia did not fluster. The battle is under my control, slowly, you will see my power, Fang Yuan. Zhou Xianxia laughed to himself secretly. A moment later, Fang Yuan frowned subtly. The silver tigers are endless, it is clearly one with this Rumor Cage battlefield. No matter how many I kill, they will regenerate. And most importantly, these silver tigers are growing stronger. Strange. Normally, methods like these silver tigers are meant to expend the enemy's reserves through advantage in numbers. But these silver tigers were growing stronger at a rapid rate, it was far beyond normality. Earlier, Spring Scissors' killer move was unstoppable, but now, it seemed slow. Not only did the silver tigers grow stronger, they were much tougher and more agile now. They often managed to escape from Spring Scissors, causing it to miss its target. At this time, the Time Path clone finally made some useful deductions. Fang Yuan looked at Zhou Xianxia as he spoke, so that's it, this is the unification of information path and human path methods. You are using the grudge of the whole of Central Continent's mortals to display this move. Similar to the People's Accusation killer move earlier. Zhou Xianxia's eyebrows twitched. Fang Yuan actually discovered the profundity of this move so quickly it was truly shocking. Since you found out, there is no point hiding it. Indeed, this move was created by Primordial Origin Immortal Venerable, it uses the will of Central Continent's people. Fang Yuan, you slaughtered so many people, everyone is furious. One mortal might be weak, but what about countless mortals? Their collective power is beyond your imagination. Thus, continue to struggle. You cannot defeat the unified will of every person, this is the bad karma that you gathered, this is simply just desserts. Fang Yuan was silent. He started to attack Rumor Cage itself. But before he found out the mysteries of this immortal battlefield, even if he used Luo Pasil, there would be little effect. He would be wasting rank 8 immortal essence. At the same time, somewhere in Central Continent, Fang Yuan is trapped, he is likely in a certain immortal formation or immortal battlefield. I can barely sense him anymore, our connection is about to be broken. Shen Songxing said. He was an Eastern Sea rank 8 Gu immortal, the first supreme elder of Superforce Shen clan, he cultivated sound path. When Fang Yuan went after Eastern Sea's Dragon Palace, he had been hit by this investigative method unknowingly. Now, even though he was inside Rumor Cage, Shen Songxing could still sense Fang Yuan's whereabouts slightly. Brother Shen's investigative methods are truly admirable. At his side, Song Chi Yuan said with a deep sigh, back in the days, I was hit by your investigative methods, it was truly a nightmare. Haha. Shen Songxing laughed loudly. We were still young, to think that you managed to steal the inheritance secretly, causing us to end up with no gains despite our hard work. It is expected that Fang Yuan would obstruct the refinement path convention, he has deep enmity with Heavenly Court after all. Indeed, even years ago, he was already fighting with Heavenly Court in Treasure Yellow Heaven by exposing secrets of both sides. Heavenly Court wants to repair fate, even if he is an otherworldly demon, he would not want them to succeed. Heavenly Court would have too great of an advantage after all. The surrounding Gu immortals also spoke, some had cold and indifferent expressions. Taking a look, these were all rank 8 Gu immortals. Song Chi Yuan, Qing Yuan, Shen Song Sheng, Zhang Yin, Granny Rong, Shi Miao, and others. This was an unprecedented gathering. Alright, isn't this situation good? Fong Yuan is also a problem, with him resisting and fighting Heavenly Court, we will have less issues here. Dragon Palace is nearby, there is no mistake. Shen Song Sheng led the way as he moved ahead of the group. It turned out that because Duke Long snatched the rank 8 immortal Gu house from these Eastern Sea rank 8 Gu immortals, they had lost their face. Thus, during this refinement path convention, these people gathered secretly, they wanted to obtain Dragon Palace and salvage their reputation. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know, report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible.